This is GeoGuessr Lite by Esther Adawama and Irene Hong. GeoGuessr Lite is a simplified version of GeoGuessr. You see a photo, make sure your best guess is where it's taken, and earn points based on it. We chose to create GeoGuessr after we were tasked with the project of creating an interactive piece of software to challenge our knowledge on object-oriented design through coordinating classes. GeoGuessr has a wide variety of components that have to work together, and this pushes our understanding of how software architecture works. The calculations behind the point system were also intriguing to dive into, since they followed a nonlinear and normalized pattern. We got to learn about things like Habersign formulas and Gaussian distributions while we were coding. We also learned how to use Pygame. From this, we saw that game development was really detailed and tedious, and a lot harder than it seems. But overall, we had a lot of fun creating this game, and we thought it was really cool how a simple piece of software can educate others on the world around us. So what was the main goal of our project? We hoped that the audience could have fun playing and learning about different geography, cultures, and environments throughout the world. We also wanted to inspire them to travel to these places in person. How do we design our game? We used the MVC architecture. Our model or GeoGuessr class stored and managed data in order to update our game state. Our view class displayed the data received from the model, and our controller class took user inputs and updated the model state based on this. It also determined if these inputs were valid. We had 3 different game states: guess, score, and error. Guess was when a random image was generated and the user would input their guess coordinates. They could also see the world map. Score was when the guess was confirmed by clicking a button, and the scoreboard metrics were calculated and displayed onto the screen. The world map was also updated with markers and lines, showing the user's guess and the actual location. The error mode, or state, was when invalid inputs were received. The state would be locked in error until a valid input was received in order to override this. So let's see the game in action. So we're going to cd into the repository and then open the code and run the main.py file. You can see that when the input box is clicked, it turns white, and then you click the blue button in order to get your scoreboard. When your scoreboard is displayed, if you want to go on to the next round, you click the green button, and the red button shows up sometimes when the input given is invalid. So this happens basically whenever there's no input given and you try to press the button, or if the input is formatted incorrectly. The only way that the input format would be correct is if you give the longitude and latitude as separate numbers that are separated by a space. You can see that the scoreboard shows the distance between the user's guess and the actual location, and the score for that given round. The score is given on a scale of 0 to 5,000, with 5,000 being the highest and 0 the lowest. You get 0 points if your guess is anywhere over 500,000 meters away from the actual location. And the average score is also showed in the scoreboard. The map also updates with the user's guess after they confirm it and the actual location. The user's guess is the green circle and the actual location is the red one. If you want to run the game yourself, you can visit our repository, which is linked on the website, and go through the instructions in the README. To simplify it, you basically clone the repository, you cd into it, and you install the necessary requirements. If you want the dataset yourself that we use to generate the images, you can just follow this command here. And yeah, thank you for listening to us talking about our project, how we created it, and our motivations behind it. We do have to give a disclaimer that this project is not affiliated or endorsed by Gemini, and we don't take ownership of any assets from the original GeoGuessr game. Have fun playing!